Warrior fans, it's Brooklyn Whaley,
It's Mirsky.
and we're coming with you today with some understanding and managing test anxiety tips.
Yes.
Let's start off with some self-reflection short answers. Me and Amir are going to ask each other some questions, and we're going to answer, and we're going to see how it feels when we're taking tests.
Yes.
This year, I'm a junior, so I'm taking the SAT.
And I'm a senior.
He took it last year,
Yeah.
so he's going to give me tips and tricks on what to do. Amir, how do you usually feel before you take a test?
Energized, kind of nervous, especially when I'm taking the SAT because, it's you going to college and stuff like that.
How I feel when I usually take a test, I usually feel a little anxious, especially this year with the SAT. I feel like it's like I have to do the best I ever did on a test, so it's really like I don't know, like mind boggling. So I am a little nervous this one, honestly. What thoughts go through your mind during the test?
Um, my mind be everywhere. Like I look around the classroom and I just be like looking at people thinking stuff, and then I think about food. It just be so much. It just be so much to think about. Like it's, and then you get tired after a while. Like it's just you just think about so much, and then you read a long paragraph and they be like, oh my god, this paragraph. Blah, 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 blah. It just be so much. So, I think about a lot.
When I go like what I think about during a test, I don't really have any thoughts. My mind goes everywhere, honestly. Like it don't really be stuck in one place. I'll think about what I did the day before, like especially if the test is boring. Like if I'm taking a really boring test, I really need to think about anything. Like anything. What do you think about that causes your test anxiety, if you have it?
Um, it just depends on how important the test is. That's what causes me test anxiety. Like, let's say if you have a final and like you have like a D minus, and then like, it's kill or make you.
Yeah.
So you either fail or you pass.
Yeah.
That's caused my test anxiety.
Honestly, the same thing. Describe a time when anxiety affected your test performance. The time anxiety affected my test performance, oh my gosh, it was a dance final. When I was in the 8th grade, I took a dance final. I had dance class for 3 years, and I had to take a dance final, and we had to leave. And then, bro, it was weird. It was like a hell to yes. I had like the modern. It was like different days for different things. But this time it was like a ballet temporary class. We had to we had to do a leap into a twirl or whatever. I leaped and I did the leap and I failed, and I just laid there and I didn't get that. And I definitely did feel like final, but she let me retake it. And she can get
now that I'm thinking about it, test anxiety causes you to like forget everything.
To forget
yes.
What you already know.
Like if you take a math and you just learned this yesterday and you get in the test and then you just like, oh my god, so 2 plus 2. But how do you add 2 plus 2? Like it just be like your mind just be going blank. Like what's going on?
You'll study it all the night before, you'll know it all the night before, and then come in the next day for the test and forget it all.
Because you're so nervous. It just be bad.
Okay, let's move on to learning and identify. So I'm going to read you guys a short explanation below about what's going on and how to know what's going, like, things like that, how to take care of the anxiety and not let it take care of you. Test taking anxiety is a feeling of stress, fear, or nervousness before or during an exam. It can affect your concentration, memory, and performance. Common symptoms include racing thoughts, sweating or rapid heartbeat, difficulty concentrating, or negative self-talk. So here's a task that you can do during your test if you're feeling anxiety. List 3 symptoms that you have experienced first, and make sure that when you do, read those things, list them down, and try to figure out ways and tasks and coping methods to help yourself fall out of it. Some people like to use stress balls. Some people like to come with fidget toys. Some people think in their mind. I have a way that I stop myself from having test anxiety, and I do the five senses. It's like a weird thing, bro. Okay, I learned it. I learned it a while ago. It's like 5 testing, like 5 strategies to calm yourself down. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. and that always calms me down very well. And then identify whether the three symptoms that you feel is physical, emotional, or mental. Now, let's move on to strategy three. These are strategy and explorations. Below are short company strategies to manage your test device. We're going to start off with deep breathing. Deep breaths always help.
Always.
Always. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what you do. Positive self talk. For some, that might help, for some, it won't. Preparation and study planning. I feel like studying really depends on you. Some people aren't good at studying, and that's okay. You don't have to be good at studying. But as long as you at least take the time to study, I feel like that's all that matters. Getting enough sleep the night before definitely is. A lot of teachers have been talking about our sleeping schedules for the testing. If you go to sleep usually at around 12 or 1, that's not enough sleep for school the next day. You need to go to sleep the night
9
before your
o'clock.
test, 9, 10, 11 o'clock
Yeah.
at the latest. And then taking breaks.
Which is we get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Task. Choose 3 strategies from the list, or come up with your own if you can. Explain how each could help reduce anxiety. Describe when you would use each strategy before, during, or after a test.
Okay. Pick 3 strategies I would use. I would use deep breathing, preparation, study planning, and taking breaks. I'll use those because taking breaks helps me focus. Go like a full, I can't go a full hour just doing something. I have to.
Yeah, because that's what make you sleepy. Like, you sitting down just, and then it get boring, so you definitely get sleepy. So I'll use taking a break, deep breathing, and sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep. That's my 3. Next is create your personal plan. Before the test, 2 to 3 actions. During the test, 2 to 3 actions. And after the test, 1 to 2 actions.
Okay. Before the test, my plan for before the test is studying and getting enough sleep. My plan for during the test is taking breaks and deep breathing, and my plan for after the test is positive self talk and deep breathing.
Before the test, getting sleep, deep breathing, and preparation. And during the test, positive self talk, taking breaks, and that's it. And after the test, sleep.
Okay.
And the next is positive mind activity. Write 3 positive statements. Actually, do this in the comments for me. Yeah. Write 3 positive statements, affirmations you can tell yourself before and during the test.
Okay.
I am capable.
Yeah. I can do this.
Yes. I am smart.
Yes. I know what I'm doing.
Yep.
Don't talk bad about yourself during the test.
I'm finna fail. Oh my god. That's how we be during the test.
That's how you be during the test, but usually whatever you say, the power, like the tongue is very powerful. So whatever you say usually does come to real life. So if you just keep saying, you're the test, you're not gonna do good, you're not gonna do good, you're not gonna do good.
And usually this is where preparation before the test comes in, because when you go to like dance or football practice, if you practice so much that you'll be like, oh my gosh, I can do this. But if you didn't, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't study, I'm going to fail. So that's where preparation before the test comes in. So I think you all should, study for the test before you take them. Optional extension, creative. Choose one. Decide a poster with tips for managing test anxiety. Write a short journal entry from the perspective of a student overcoming anxiety. Create a calm down routine checklist.
I would create a calm down routine checklist. Like things to do to calm myself down before the test. Yeah, I would do a calm down.
I would do a poster for someone that's, caught anxiety.
Yeah. I think
I probably do like a meditation thing, 1, 2, 3, because sometimes counting helps you. Like, just closing your eyes and actually closing your eyes and breathing and counting can help you. If it's just get your mind off of the test for a little bit, and then you got to get right back into it. But you know, you just gotta overcome, you know, your anxiety. Just breathe. Just take a chance to breathe sometimes. Um, Grading criteria. Um, Thoughtfulness and honesty, effort and completeness, understanding of anxiety and coping strategies, clarity of writing.
Really, what they mean by grading criteria is just looking over all your answers and making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, you think you actually know the answer. Like a tip that they've been giving us lately with PSATs and SATs is 13-20. When you're 20 minutes in, you should at least be on question 13. So if you're not on question 13, you're going too slow. So, and that why they say 20 minutes at question 13 is so that you'll have time after to look back over your whole paper and make sure that you did everything right or you got everything right like you're supposed to.
Something I do during the test, if a question is too hard, I skip it and come back to it.
Yeah, I feel like that's also a great strategy.
Yeah, if you spending more than if you on your question for like 3 minutes and you like, oh my god, you just staring at it, you should just skip the question and come back to it last. Like, you know, when you done with your test, then you have to go back to the question anyway to complete it. So, you know, that's a good thing to do.
So, if you're ever worrying about mental distress, racing heart or sweating or nausea during a test, it's often triggered by high stakes and pressure of perfectionism.
Hmm.
So don't push yourself to be the best. Don't push yourself to get the perfect score. Give yourself an understanding score. Give yourself understanding time limit. Give yourself time. My perfect score in my head is a 14-20. That's what I want. That's what I plan to get. That's my perfect score. Does that mean that the score is perfect for the SAT? No. The perfect score for SAT is a 1600. I told myself 14-20 is the best that you can do. I don't think that that's actually the best I can do, but that's the best that I want to get. My lowest score isn't a 900, isn't an 800, but it's a 1145. Don't lowball yourself. If you know you're smart, why lowball yourself?
But she's still gonna get a 14 though.
I am gonna get that 14
because that's her highest thought.
That's my highest thought.
Yes, it's all about, you know, affirmations like we was talking about, and breathe during the test. And remember, you're the best.
You're the best. Yeah. And don't focus too hard on your SAT scores because a lot of colleges don't even care about SAT.
They look at that GPA.
They really care about your GPA.
Yeah.
So what you really need to be focusing on is school. But if you know that your GPA isn't desirable for you or isn't desirable for school,
write a good essay.
Try and focus well on your SAT and write a great essay.
Yeah.
Say why it's not. Yeah. That's all we have for you today on SAT strategies and SAT understanding and managing anxiety tasks. We hope you guys have a great one. Do well on your test.
Do well on your
and
test.
Comment down below what you got if you did get something good.
Yeah.
It's Brooklyn Lately.
It's risky.
And we'll see you again.